Is Grandma still here?
No, Mitch took her home to take care of the kids.
Oh, good.
Rachel, would you like some coffee? Coffee, you guys?
Yes.
How you holding up?
We're okay.
I don't understand why they haven't told us anymore.
Well, maybe there's nothing to tell right now. You know, the longer they wait to operate, the better Mac's chances are.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, in my head I know that, but Mac is my father, and there's nothing I can do.
Well, there's nothing any of us can do except for the doctors, and at least we know he's getting the best medical attention possible.
Jamie, please don't be upset.
Well, I know, right. But Mac could be dying in there.
Look, Jamie, we're all in this together, okay?
There's nothing I can do.
Rachel, Jamie, I have to talk to you both.
Morning, honey.
Morning, honey.
Oh.
That's a special greeting.
Oh, yeah? What's the occasion?
I want to kiss my favorite hero.
Hero?
Yeah, honey, I've been reading about you in the morning paper. You're a celebrity.
Yeah, I bet they exaggerated a little.
No, they didn't. They said that you handled that whole mess up in the cabin and that you kept people from being killed.
I didn't think I did that great of a job.
Oh, honey, don't say that. I'm really proud of you. You're the only real hero I ever knew.
You know, I'll just feel a whole lot better if Mac Cory doesn't die.
Thanks for bringing me home, Mitch.
Sure. No problem. I was glad to do it.
I fix you something to eat?
Yeah, I think I'd like that.
Good. Sit down. I'm glad you're here, Mitch.
Well, I'm glad to be here. I thank you.
I think it's time we had to talk about Rachel.
And now, the continuing story of Another World.
Yeah, I know. What about Rachel?
I think you should go back to the hospital. It's important that you be with her.
I'm not so sure that's a good idea.
Why not?
Well, I'm just not sure that she wants me there.
You're wrong. She does want you there.
Yeah, well, you sound sure of it.
I am.
How come?
Because I asked her. She needs you to be with her.
You know that?
Yes, I do know that. Mitch, she loves you, but she's so worried about what's going on with Mac and Jamie that she doesn't know how to handle anything.
Yeah, no, I've been concerned with what I've been seeing lately.
I know. And you probably think that she's forgotten all about you and Matthew and all this, but it's just that you're not the ones who are in danger. Mac and Jamie are, and it looks like she's put you out of her mind, but she hasn't.
Well, I've tried to understand that.
That's all she wants, for you to understand her.
I've tried. I just don't always like it.
I know.
It's just that I'd like to see Matthew and me the center of her life. But with everything I see going on, I just don't always get the feeling that it's possible.
You are the center of her life. That's why she needs you. I know she loves you, Mitch, so please go to her.
What about Matthew?
I'll take care of Matthew. That's a grandma's basic right.
Don't mind if I miss breakfast.
Nope. Just take care of Rachel.
All right, Ada. Thank you.
What happened to Mac isn't your fault, Larry.
I just can't feel too good about the whole thing if Mac dies.
He's not going to die. He's going to pull through.
No matter what we did up there, if Mac dies, it wasn't enough.
Well, when are we going to know how he's doing?
Well, I called the hospital this morning.
You did? Well, what did you find out?
He's not doing too good.
No. Well, is everybody else okay?
Well, Jamie's got a few broken ribs. He's beaten pretty badly, but I think he's going to be okay.
I hate to think what's going to happen to Jamie if something happens to him.
Yeah, well, all we can do is hope everything turns out all right.
Yeah. I don't know how this is going to affect Rachel after all she's been through.
Yeah, you know, it looks like they left something out of this article.
What do you mean?
Well, they don't mention Jerry at all.
I didn't know that Jerry was up there.
Oh, he was in Bay City, but he was a big part of the rescue plan. He was the contact we used in order to get the plane that the kidnappers demanded.
Well, how did he do that?
Well, you know, Blackhawk, that company that Denny works for, they offered us a plane, and Jerry made the arrangements.
Oh, I didn't know. I wonder how Jerry's doing.
Not too good, I'm afraid.
Why?
He doesn't care whether he lives or dies. He just doesn't seem to have any plans or motivation.
Is there something we can do?
I don't know. I may go by there today, see how he's doing, see if I can get him back on his feet.
That's a good idea. And let him know that we're here if ever he needs us.
Yeah, I will.
What is it?
Mac's condition is not improving as we expected.
What does that mean?
Well, it means that if we don't see some definite signs of approval in the next few hours, we're going to have to operate.
But if he's not strong enough for us...
Rachel, we don't have any choice.
Is he conscious?
Yes, he is.
Is he in pain?
Well, there's some discomfort, of course. He's sedated.
Can we see him?
Yes, in fact, that's probably a very good idea. Ever since he's been conscious, he's been asking over and over again to see his son.
You all right?
I'm glad to see you.
What's happening with Jamie?
He just went in to see Mac.
But he's all right.
Yeah, he's all right. He got badly beat up, but the doctors say he's going to be all right.
And how's Matt?
He's not doing very well.
Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. I have to stay here, though.
Why don't you try to go and get some
I
rest?
can't rest, not until I know that Mac is all right. Please, you've got to try and understand that.
I understand.
I love you. You know that, don't you?
I'm trying to believe it.
Well, just believe it because it's true.
Okay. I believe it.
It's just there have been so many years. You know, Mac has meant so much to me
Yes,
for so many of those years. I can't stand the thought of his dying.
Look, nobody wants to see that. Will you do something for me?
What?
Don't forget I love you.
I won't. No matter what happens, I won't.
I can stay here if you want me to.
Oh, Captain.
Yes.
Has Jerry Grove been in touch with you?
No, did he want to see me about something?
Well, yeah, he had mentioned that he wanted to come back to the police department.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he told me.
Why in the world would he want to give up his law practice?
I don't know, but I can understand he might not have been happy with it. But I do know that he was always happy being a policeman.
I know. And he was a good one, too.
Yeah, best partner I ever had.
Well, if Jerry wants to rejoin the force, you tell him it was just fine with me.
I'll tell him that.
You do it.
Thanks a lot.
He's just barely conscious, Jamie. You don't want to do or say anything to excite him. If you need anything at all, then he's right outside.
Thank you, Russ.
Jamie.
Yes, Mac, it's me.
I always believed you'd make it all right. Sandy.
Sandy's all right, too, Mac.
Good.
And you're going to be all right, too.
Sandy's fine. My son.
Yes, Mac, I'm right here. Mac, you're going to be all right. You have to be. You have to believe that. Mac, do you remember the time I almost drowned? Do you? That time when I was in the boat with Dennis? I don't think I'll ever forget that feeling of almost dying. And then Willis saved our lives, remember? And then you sat me down, and you helped me to overcome the fear, telling me that everything was going to be all right, that I could go back into the water. I thought there was no way that I could ever go into a boat again, even though I really love sailing. Somehow, you always knew what I was feeling. And you had that talk with me. And you said that if I really wanted to go sailing again, I'd have to decide to do it. That no one was going to make that kind of decision for me. I remember your exact words. You said in anything in life, deciding is the hard part. Deciding what you want. And once you've decided, you've got to believe. So I decided. And I believed. And I got into that boat. And Mac, I felt terrific. Because I knew that it was my decision. And my belief. And with your love, I got the confidence I needed. Mac, I want desperately for you to be all right. And I will make it happen. I will. I don't know how yet, but I will. Wanting it bad enough will make it happen, Mac. And believe me, I've never wanted anything so badly in my entire life. You're going to be all right, Mac. I know it. I will make it happen, Mac. I will.
Hey, Jerry! Jerry, look, I know you're in there. Jerry, come on. Open this door up before I make a scene out here.
Okay, it's open.
Oh, good morning, buddy.
Good morning, Larry.
Oh, where are your manners? Aren't you going to offer me some coffee?
Sure.
Oh, thanks. What happened? Cleaning lady go on strike?
You come over here to criticize my housekeeping?
No, not exactly.
Well, what then?
Oh, I thought I'd drop by and let you know that everything turned out all right up at the cabin.
Yeah, I know. I heard it on the news. How's Matt Cory doing?
Well, he's not so good. He's at Bay City General right now.
I wonder if Brian knows.
Tell you what, why don't you get cleaned up and let's go out and have some breakfast?
I'm not hungry.
Yeah? When was the last time you had something to eat?
I said I wasn't hungry.
Oh. Okay. Look, you know, I didn't just come by here to talk about the cabin.
So you're going to tell me? You going to tell me?
Yeah. Yeah, you got any eggs?
No.
Oh, here they are. Yeah, I just wanted to talk to you.
About what?
Butter?
It's over there. What is it that you want to say to me?
You know, I just wanted to talk to you about what you're doing with your life. I was going to say what you're not doing with it.
But, Larry, I'm fine and I'm not hungry.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't want any well-intentioned pressure from you or anybody else right now.
Look, buddy, you're my best friend. You want me to stand around while you drown, and I'm not going to do it.
Look. Larry, I'm okay. Thanks.
You're not okay. You're not okay. You told me that when you quit the law firm that you wanted to get back into police work. Well, have you done anything about it?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
I just can't right yet.
Well, when are you going to get your act together? I mean, you're just moping around. You're not doing anything with your life. And I'm getting tired of it. You're just blaming yourself for everything that went wrong, and it's not your fault.
Sure.
You want to know something, Jerry? You were right all along. You were right about Jordan. You were right about Blaine. You were the only person who thought she was innocent from the beginning. You're right about that company, what they did at the docksides of the Cory complex.
And a lot of good at it.
Well, you know, being right can't always be easy.
Tell me about it.
I'll tell you one thing. You were right when you were a cop. You were happy there. When you quit the law firm, you told Brian you were leaving, you came over to me and you asked me if I wanted the partner back. And I told you I'd like that. Very much. Anyway, that's why I came over here today. Because I want to let you know that I'd still like it. Here.
How's Matthew?
He's doing all right.
Okay, Mom's with me, huh? How is he, huh?
Well, he was unconscious, sir. Asleep when I left him, but I spoke to him earlier.
What did he say?
Well, he just wanted to know if I was all right, and he asked about Sandy, too.
Can I see him?
I think you should.
I'm going to go see him.
You all right?
I'm okay.
Good.
Mitch, thanks for being with my mother.
Sure. Jamie.
Yeah.
How is he?
Well, he was unconscious most of the time. I really don't know. They have machines hooked up to him. They're monitoring him. He asked about you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I told him you were okay, and that seemed to calm him a bit.
Oh, good, good. Listen, Cecile's kind of worn out. I think she should go home.
Well, I really can't leave. I can't leave my father.
Jane, what are we going to do? I mean, she's just about at the end of her rope, you know?
I don't know. Well, why don't you take her home?
Me?
Yeah, I don't want to leave Mac here without some definite word. Why don't you take her to Mac's house? That way Louise can get her something to eat, something to drink, you know, just some sleep.
Yeah, okay. Look, I tell you what, I'll take her home and then I'll come back here. I'm gonna wait with you, all right?
Thanks. I appreciate that a lot.
Right.
Yes, darling, I'm here.
We have to talk.
No, don't talk now, honey. Just rest, okay? I'll sit here with you for a while.
Why? We have to talk about Amanda.
Amanda's fine, darling. Louise is with her.
Take.
What?
Take Amanda with you. She needs to have her mother. Please, don't let her be alone. Not alone, all right?
Oh, she's not alone, darling. Between Louise and Mom and me, we'll take really good care of her.
But Rachel, afterwards, who's gonna take her?
After?
If I don't get through it.
You're going to get through it, darling. We're not even going to talk like that.
But Rachel, please promise me.
Promise what?
Promise me. If please promise, Rachel. If I die.
I'm not going to listen to this, Mac.
Rachel, please let me finish. Please, if I should die, promise me, you and Mitchell will take care of her and be with her and Jamie.
You're not going to die, Mac. We're not going to think about this, okay?
I just don't know how long it might be.
You can't die.
Please,
No,
Rachel.
you can't die.
Please promise. Take care.
All right.
Take care.
All right.
Please just promise. Thank you. Thank you, Rachel.
I'm gonna make you a real special dinner tonight.
That's fine, honey.
What's the matter, honey?
It's Jerry. I went by to see him today.
How is he?
I don't know. His place was a mess. It looks like he'd been sleeping in his clothes for a week. I don't think he cares what happens to him.
Did your talking to him help any?
Well, I tried. I made him some breakfast. That didn't seem to help. He's just in a bad way, baby.
Do you think that it would help if I talked to him?
I don't know. He doesn't seem to care whether he lives or dies. He's just going to sit in that loft and let life pass him by.
What can we do for him, honey?
I don't know, but I've got to do something. I just can't sit around and watch my best friend destroy himself.
Please call your service. Dr. Stein, please call your service. Nurse Bailey, please report to the nurse's station. Nurse Bailey, please report to the nurse's station.
Marianne, I'm sorry. Where'd you come from?
I've been working at the desk.
You have?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see you. I must be more tired than I thought. Here, let me help.
It's okay. Jamie, when's the last time you had any sleep?
It's okay. You know, I really don't want to leave.
I promise I'll let you know as soon as I hear anything.
Well, maybe I could use a pillow or something.
You're not planning to sleep out here, are you?
No, but I don't have a room.
I think we can arrange something. Come on.
All right. Well, listen, the minute that something
I'll let
happens...
you know, I promise.
You promise?
Yes, I promise.
You know what? I think I can depend on you.
I've reserved our best rooms. You'll have a comfortable gurney in examining room number 1.
Oh, Clarice, this is just fantastic. I want this to be a special dinner for a special hero. You're really proud of Larry, aren't you? He's a wonderful man.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And I want to thank you so much for including me in this dinner.
Oh, of course. We both want to include you. You're our family.
Thanks. Clarice, I also want to thank you for saying those nice things about me during my trial.
Well, sure, honey. You know that I meant them all.
Yeah, I do know that. Do you want to know something? For the first time in a long time, I actually feel like I have a future.
Now, that's wonderful. What plans do you have?
Well, nothing special, really. But at least now I have time to think things through and make a good decision, and I don't have to feel pressure from anybody.
I'm so glad that everything worked out for you. I just wish they could work out as well for Jerry.
Why? What's wrong with Jerry?
I don't know. Larry went to see him today, and it's like he doesn't care about anything. We're really worried about him.
Well, what's he been doing?
Nothing, I guess. You know, since he quit Brian's law firm, it's like he gave up. Larry says that he sits around all day. He doesn't care about anything.
I think somebody ought to talk to him. Tell him he's wasting his life.
Well, that's what Larry was trying to do today, but I guess it didn't help.
Clarice, do you think maybe I ought to talk to him?
I think that might be a good idea.
No, I'm sure Jerry doesn't want to talk to me.
Hey, that's not true.
Yeah, it is. I know that Jerry doesn't want anything to do with me at all anymore.
Look, he's heard about everything that happened, but I know he cares about you a lot.
Used to care.
No. I don't believe that. You ought to talk to him. I think you might be the only person Jerry would listen to.
Mr. Hobson, I'd like you to meet Mr. Curtis Eldan. Mr. Eldan, this is Denver Hobson.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Eldan, in person.
Mr. Hobson, I want you to know how very impressed we are with your work.
Well, thank you.
Gentlemen, please, sit down.
I should point out, of course, that I am here on Mr. Black's behalf, and Mr. Black asked me particularly to convey to you his appreciation for the way in which you handled the very unfortunate hostage situation.
Well, I'm glad things turned out as well as they did.
And in no small part because of you. Mr. Hobson, we are now certain that we made the right move hiring you. In fact, Mr. Black would now like you to take on a couple of more assignments.
Of course, sir.
First, you are to investigate the entire Bay City dock site area to determine the exact extent of Mr. Mackenzie Cory's holdings. Then, Mr. Black would like you to take personal charge of the project of redecorating the penthouse. Mr. Black will be using the penthouse when he's in Bay City.
Well, when is Mr. Black arriving in Bay City?
When the time is right, Mr. Hobson. Well, I think that concludes our little meeting. If you have any questions about either of these assignments, I'm sure Quinn will be able to help you out. And one other thing, Mr. Hobson, please remember that everything that you do for the Blackhawk Project is to be held in complete confidence.
Of course.
A very good day to you both.
Dock projects, penthouses, heliports, dossiers.
Just glance through this, Mr. Hobson. I'm certain all your questions will be answered.
Oh, Sandy, what's the news of Mr. Cory?
Well, there's not much, Louise. He's still in critical condition.
Poor man.
Yes, I'm afraid it's still too serious for them to operate. His condition is just too bad.
Dear, and Jamie?
Oh, Jamie's okay. They've taped up his ribs. He's there with his mother now. They're waiting in case there's any word on Mac's condition. So.
I see. Well, are the two of you all right?
I think so.
May I get you anything?
No. Actually, I've got to get right back to the hospital. I just brought Cecile here so she can get some rest.
Sandy, would you mind staying with me just for a little while? Maybe we could eat a little something.
Cecile, really, I don't think so. I've got to get back to the hospital. Now, I promised Jamie that I would be there to wait for him with Mac.
I really want you to stay with me. I have to talk to you about something. It's very important.
Well, all right. I guess we'll stay for just a little while. I'll tell you what, Louise, we will take you up on that offer for some food, but not too much, all right?
I'll fix something right away.
Thanks very much.
Sandy, I know we've all been really concerned about Mac.
Well, of course we have, Cecile.
Oh, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't be. It's just that I'm really concerned about Jamie, too.
Jamie? But he's fine, Cecile. You don't have to worry about him.
But I am worried. Did you see how he looked?
Well, Cecile, he's got some broken ribs. He's pretty worn out, but then I think we all
No,
are.
you
Really,
don't
he's going to
understand. It's not just his physical condition that I'm worried about.
Cecile, Jamie's fine. Understand that. He's all right.
Sandy, how can you say that? I mean, you know what he was like when he came out of the hospital. And now with all of this happening...
Cecile.
I mean, I really want to help him, Sandy. I really do. But even when I try my hardest to be the one for him to come to, who does he turn to? Who does he always go to for comfort when things get really bad? It's Marianne Halloway, and I just don't know how much more I can take.
Whoa. Now listen to me. I don't really know how things are between you and Jamie, and it's probably none of my business. But I think that you have to start worrying about yourself.
Myself?
Yeah, now look at you. You're tired. You're worn out. You're at the end of your emotional rope. Now, we've all been under a terrific strain because of Mac.
Oh, Sandy. I just feel so all alone. I don't know what to do.
No, don't feel that way. You know, I think that once Mac is out of the woods, Jamie is going to realize that he hasn't been paying enough attention to you, and he's going to make it up to you. But until then, I'm here for you.
Really?
You can count on it.
Oh, Sandy.
Oh, no, come on. Come on, babe. Don't do that. No. Come on, it's all right. Look, I'm sorry. Really, believe me, I'm sorry. Look, I think I better go back to the hospital. I'll let you know if anything happens that you need to hear about. Tell Louise I'm sorry, but I can't stay.
Lunch is ready, Mrs. Rain. Do you want me to serve it in here?
No, Louise. Sandy's gone back to the hospital, and I'm not very hungry anymore. I think I'll just go upstairs if you don't mind and rest.
Mr. Lyons, before you begin your interview of Mr. Hobson, I'd like to ask your permission to record your conversation.
Well, yeah, I suppose it'll be okay.
Thank you.
Denny, I just want to hear your comments on the Blackhawk Project's involvement in the hostage situation. Maybe it'll help clear up some of the mystery and confusion surrounding the rescue attempt.
Of course. You see, when the project learned of the hostage predicament, we were pleased to offer one of our planes in the bargaining.
I see. Who was the man who was responsible for making the decision to offer one of the project's planes?
That was a decision made by the board of directors.
Yes, that's right. The board of directors made the offer.
Oh. Yeah. Boy, you know, I'm still having a little difficulty. I mean, I'm still a little confused about the Blackhawk Project.
In what way?
Well, I've tried to find out some background information about the project, and there just doesn't seem to be anything available.
Here you are, Mr. Lyons. I'm certain this will answer any questions you might have.
But I wanted...
hate to rush you. Thank you for coming by.
I'd still like to ask some questions.
I'm sorry, but Mr. Hobson is expected in a meeting. Please excuse us.
Are you comfortable?
I guess on the news?
No. You know I'll tell you the minute I hear anything.
Marianne.
Yeah.
Do you think you could, I mean, is anybody covering
The desk?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's somebody out there now. Do you want me to stay with you for a while?
Well, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like that a lot.
I wouldn't mind at all. Jamie, you don't look very comfortable there.
Okay.
Do you want me to call a doctor for you?
No. The discomfort is mainly in my head. You know, I just, I can't stop remembering what happened.
Matt getting shot.
Yeah.
Jamie, I'm so sorry. That must have been so painful to watch.
You see, they were going to shoot Sandy.
Sandy?
Yeah, and then Max stepped in the way, and they just shot him.
Oh, no.
It shouldn't have been Mac. It should have been me.
Jamie, don't do this to yourself.
But if anything happens to Mac...
Mac is in the best possible hands. Remember that. And as for you, right now, you need some rest. Let me just try and make you a little more comfortable. Here, let me smooth this up a little.
Jamie? Is everything okay with Mac?
I can't stand this waiting. Why don't they tell us something?
I'm sure they will as soon as they know something.
He seemed all right for a few minutes, and then he just drifted off. Why can't they do something for him?
Rachel,
What is it,
you'd
Russ?
better come with me.
Is he...
No, but his condition is deteriorating. I think you'd better go in to see him.
Was Mac okay or not?
I'm afraid not.
What happened?
His condition is deteriorating.
But you said...
When your mother was in to see him, he was conscious for part of the time. Then he started slipping into unconsciousness, and right now, it looks pretty bad. Your mother's in there with him now. Russ asked me to come and find you.
Can the surgery help?
Yes, but we're not sure he's strong enough to survive it.
Is my mother okay?
I think so. She should be in to see you in a little while.
Thanks, Rick.
Don't mention it, buddy. I'm sorry to bring you such bad news. Marianne, they need you out there at the desk.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Another World.